Stezo Radio is for adults only. Stezo Radio.
Hey, welcome back. We're gonna bring up another topic, picking up from the last one. This one here, we're gonna talk about bullying in schools, and has the anti-bully laws and rules turned our kids into pussies, basically.
Yeah.
We got that background music provided by D-Son.
Which is nice. Woo.
Yeah, hey,
he's nice.
Man, you know what? You know why I like his music? Because he from the Chi, but he got this New York, you know, like, and he real with it. If y'all want to hear more of that, you know, just follow us on SoundCloud at Stezo Radio. You can find him right there. He got his own SoundCloud page. Go on and follow that boy.
That's old school lakefront, Chi-Town.
Yeah, this
Sunday just
top drop.
You got that bottle. You got that bottle.
Man,
you got that shit.
Man.
Yes,
some
sir.
real shit right there.
All right, we're gonna intro everybody and get it going real quick.
Yo, this Lucky Luciano coming out the south side of Chicago. You know, man, on Stezo Radio, baby. Let's get it cracking.
It's Flint the Pimp, as you know. You can always find me at Shogun of the Chi, because that's where we from.
You got Remy out here again. Maybe out there doing it one more time. God bless.
Alright, now before I get too much hate mail, y'all don't mail no more, hate inboxes and comments and tweets and all that shit, when I say the bullying or anti-bully campaign, I mean you got kids killing themselves. You got kids killing themselves because they get bullied by their schoolmates on social media. And back in the day, we all got talked about, and we did some of the talking. You didn't have this big, you know, suicide rate going up. And I'm not trying to downplay anybody who lost a child
Not at all.
to this, you know, but we trying to figure out what happened. You know, if you know something we don't know, tell us, because we don't know what happened.
Something changed from the 80s to the 90s to the millennials to the 2000s.
Right.
Where suicide went up. Motherfuckers talking about people didn't change.
No, not at all.
Right. Something changed where people couldn't take it. And you know what it is? Look, Stezo, let me tell you something. Motherfuckers talking about me and downplaying me was the biggest motivation for me to make my shit right. Like right now, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, Flint the Pimp is sitting on an excellent credit score right now. Flint the Pimp walks into any dealership with no money down, walk out on his own house. Now, I don't live check to check. I don't. And that's an accomplishment for a black male in this day and age. And I think some of it, and I'm going to say a small fraction of it, had to do with people telling me I wasn't shit all my life. And I was never going to be shit. And them talking about me made me have to prove them wrong. Nigga, everybody got this thing from I'm a boss. Fuck a boss. I'm a king, nigga. I'm black, nigga. We black. We kings and queens in this bitch.
Right.
I'm a king.
It's Horace around here.
Fuck your boss. Your boss answered me. You understand?
Bro, I just want to chime in and say, man, I remember that, man. You pulled off in the red fucking Beretta, bumping, banging. I ain't gonna see bumping, banging. Who am I? And you played
that about 20 years ago.
Man, and you played that damn song for like 3 days straight.
Hey, look, you gotta inform. You know, the youngins not here. Before y'all ask, the youngins not here. Kurt, C.I., and Short Dog, they not here today because, they youngins, but they got a life. They make moves. So you gotta explain who am I?
Who am I? Who am I was a song. Well, y'all can download it. Y'all can Google it. Y'all can look at all
Dipset.
that. Man, Dipset, Cameron. Man, that's when Rockefeller Records was
Top of the pinnacle. Couldn't nobody fuck.
Was for real. You know, man, that's when rap was real. But we'll talk about that at another time.
Okay. Now, I already said how I felt about it as far as, you know, this bullying thing. And the reason why I said what I said, I've talked about this for years with, you know, family and friends. Because I got kids in high school and public school now.
Yeah.
And my daughter came home one day with this bracelet on, and she told me it was a friendship bracelet. And I'm kind of trying to figure out okay, is it a friendship or boyfriend? You know, like who you friends with this motherfucker? You know? Oh no, daddy, we had this conference and they was basically, you know, the whole kumbaya, love everybody.
Right.
All right, I'm not knocking that. But after talking with her, it made me realize that, okay, y'all want the kids to accept everybody. That's fine. But in accepting everybody, are you saying you can't make fun of anybody?
Right.
You know?
Hey, look, Stezo, I read something not too long ago, and I don't remember exactly where I read it from, but Bill Gates was like, what made him become the man he was is because everybody told him he couldn't do it. Everybody talked about him. The man was homeless, son, living out his car with people talking about him, and that's what motivated him. So are we killing that motivation factor, or are we really raising pussies to the fact that they cannot take criticism?
I don't know.
There's pussies being raised. I'm just gonna say that now.
Well, I'm gonna say this: is that like in today's life, like you need haters. Haters motivate you, like all day long.
Yeah. But it's a difference between hating and then bullying.
Well, see,
right?
Well,
It is.
In today's age, we call it hating. And if we were younger and back in high school in the teeny bopper days, it'd be called bullying.
No, I mean because like right now I'm receiving hate, man, but I'm receiving hate from a female. I'm not gonna
You're
go.
grown though. You're grown.
Yeah.
We're trying to dip into the understand something. That's the thing that I hate about being a teenager. Because being a teenager at that point in time, that's your world. Your world is not outside of that.
I'll put it to you like this. My little sister, man, she's 14 years old. Mm-hmm. Man, and man, she's a big girl. Man, and being 14 and a big girl, man, I knew in my mind, in my heart of hearts, man, that she was gonna have to deal with certain type of shit.
Yeah,
bullying.
They was gonna bully.
Man. So what I did was, man, from the time she been old enough to talk, man, I have talked about her ass all day, every day.
Yeah, but you did that because you wanted her to get used to it and had the tough skin.
Right, exactly. Now when people come at her, you know what I'm saying, man. Like she told me the other day, man, this guy at school came at her. And she was like, man, she just turned around, looked at him, and was like, your mother should have swallowed you. Man, she got that from me.
That you would say.
Right, exactly. Yeah. She got that from me.
Well, that I think is the difference. Because at the same time, you got kids who come same situation,
right?
They just break into tears.
Right.
Yeah, but see, like, not to cut you off, but like, I'm gonna tell a story.
Go ahead.
I'm albino. And
albino is here. Niggas a ghost.
Space ghost.
Loved it. All right. And these supposed to be my people. But
that's how we do.
Right, we joke because we love.
It's okay though. Fuck them all.
Nigga gonna come by my house and eat tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah, good meal. Shout out. But
hey, what's up with the steak tacos though?
So as a kid I grew up different. I was teased. I got blonde hair, blue eyes, blonde eyebrows, and all my hair on my body is blonde. It is what it is. Like I've been white. I'd have been everything that you want to call.
Right.
Now,
you far from white. I'm just gonna chime in on that.
Just to flash forward in life is that like my man, one of the guys I went to high school with, not gonna mention his name, but he ended up having a albino daughter. So my man calls me one day and he goes, man, my kid is getting bullied in school. Can you come out and just talk to her? So like, I laugh and I giggle with him. I say, man, all the shit you used to do to me when we was in school. Now you want me to come talk to you.
Back your bitch, right?
So
I incited 2020, motherfucker.
So I go over there and I go holler at this daughter and like she see me and like her daddy rides slick, I ride slick. So she like I'm telling her, I said, man, like you're regular like everybody else, like you're no different from nobody.
Right.
You don't. You look a little different, but like be yourself.
Right.
Don't be anybody else. I've developed a way to carry myself and like I'm just like you and you you out there too that's listening.
Yeah. But the kids today, I don't think they, that's another issue. The kids today don't get that guidance. They don't get that mouthpiece to come.
Well, you got 35-year-old grandmamas now.
But is it more so you got 35-year-old mamas with teenagers that just don't know? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I don't think it's actually that. I mean, well, you got the fatherless home.
Yeah, and that's what I was getting to.
Growing up.
Well, I'm gonna
it's hard
take
to
it back.
get bullied when your daddy in the house, to have your back. So
I'm gonna take it back to I'm gonna take it back to Facebook, man, for a hot second. And all I want to say is, man, for the most part, man, the people that I came up with and went to school with, and man, when I look at they Facebook pages and I look at their kids, man, they being raised in the way that we raise kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Man,
you see the similarities.
Yeah, exactly. I see the age, I see the similarities between how we raise children. However, when you go to some of these people that are
Shaquana,
exactly, that are a little younger than us, man, again, I hate to keep bringing it back to this, but man, like when you look at people like Tashawn Lee's parents, and how they is on social media and Facebook, man, like
they live there,
right? Like for instance, man, this dude, man, was asking that he needed help with the money to bury his son, but if you go to his Facebook page, literally, man, he's sitting in a room with like 3 or 4 other niggas. Man, and they sitting there, man, I know it's at least 6, 7, 8 racks in that room.
Yeah.
So how you gonna say, man, I need a GoFundMe account to bury my child, but you sitting on a picture like, man,
but you know what though, but
that's where it comes down to.
But back to the fact that, yeah, that's him in that situation. When it comes to the bullying thing, we grew up, all 4 of us grew up in the era of CAD. Niggas would talk about your mama, you.
Say that word again, because I live with youngins.
CADDIN.
Thank
you. You know what I'm saying? Well, they would talk about you.
Roasted.
Right. They would talk about your mama to you damn near in tears. And after everybody laughed, like, hey, you still my nigga, right?
Thank you.
Hey, look, I'm still coming to your house to eat. You know what I'm saying? We still good.
No hard feelings.
That's what it was.
Dude.
And I think that
everybody
shit
at this table, we can, and I'm not trying to cut you off, but everybody at this table, we can all sit here and talk about each other like dogs.
Oh, hell yeah.
But because
and then pop a bottle immediately after.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. As kids, that built a tough skin. Because the first time it happened to you, you got mad at that nigga for talking shit that deep. But after it was all over, he was like, hey, you still my man.
Yep.
It wasn't shit but talking. That built tough skin, son.
Pistol was by the slap box. I don't know who remembers.
Well, yeah, of course. But that's getting off on a whole nother subject between niggas being scared to take an ass. Well, that goes to a whole other subject.
Man, and on the bullying subject, man, I wanna keep it on the bullying subject, but man, there's been a video going around on Facebook. What's the other one? Instagram World Star.
Yeah.
Of a CBS teacher.
Oh, you know what? We talked about that.
Man,
we talked about that, but I fucked
teacher.
up on the audio.
Now listen to me.
Teacher getting
my wife
getting bullied by the kids.
Yeah.
My wife,
man.
Once again, rest in peace, TMB.
I don't have any.
It doesn't even matter. You better toast up. TMB. My wife was
she was a real
she was a
real teacher. She was a real teacher that was trying to make a real difference.
Dude, look, my
in
wife,
these kids' lives, and that's all I want to chime in on.
Was a reading teacher in Chicago Heights.
Damn.
Understand something, right? My wife used to tell me, and I thought, and at first I thought it was funny, but then I started. It's so sad. She was saying these are freshman kids that have a 5th grade reading level.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot.
And she was like, they come into her class with so much anger and resentment at the world that is bogus. So what happened? Well, let me finish. So what would happen is they would lash out. The first thing they would do would lash out at her. My wife is a strong black woman.
Yeah, she was.
She was like, hey, I make enough money to buy you and your parents. So let me tell you, before I get y'all niggas deported back to Africa, back to Mexico, back to Ireland, wherever your descendants come from, let me tell you who I am and what I do. And she was literally, and I sat in her room one time, and she brought it to him like she was, like, man, like they were family. She's like, look, hey, you fucking up, kid. You a black, white, Mexican kid. Right now, the world's gonna tell you you ain't shit. And I'm trying to help you.
And she wasn't bullying when she said this.
She was just like, I'm trying to help you prove to them that you are shit.
I just want to chime in. Hold on. I just want to chime in and say one thing, though. Man, touching on what Flintstone just said about his wife. Man, when she did pass, if you went to her Facebook page right after she passed,
I mean, it was crazy.
The amount of students at the school that she taught.
Who was like, man, I was bullied, and you're the one who helped me through it.
Damn.
Man,
you know what?
I was gonna say she made a for real, man. And I didn't realize, man, because we used to bully Teresa all the time. But like, man, why the fuck are you at that goddamn school?
Yeah,
you know, man. And she was like, man,
that's a good time to point out. You know, we talking about bullying, we talking about schools, and we understand it's some great teachers out there.
Yeah,
it's some great teachers out there that we really gotta, you know, give like the utmost respect to. So if I got a teacher listening and you got a story, send it in. If you don't have a story, I just want you to know, me having kids and knowing, because I still have my favorite teachers.
Right.
Miss McFarland, Miss Ford. I still got my favorite teachers. You know, so understand, we do love the teachers. Now, we just don't like you motherfuckers that come to get a check.
Now, my wife, when and pardon me, because a little emotion.
Man, take your time. If they can't wait, get the fuck on.
Right. But don't leave. Don't leave. Just go get a drink or something.
Don't change the state.
Now, when my wife got sick, it was so many kids that came to the hospital to see her. It was
from her class.
Yeah, and I mean, dude, it was the thuggish ass niggas.
Dude, I can chime in on that. Wow.
To the rave kids with blonde and red hair, and the goth kids. Like, I'm sitting back like, oh, is it Halloween, nigga? What is y'all in the hospital scaring people?
You know what you just made me think of? Yeah. We all know it because our age. Mrs. Westlake off the Cosby's.
Oh yeah.
You know, like that was the perfect character, you know, of a teacher.
It was a couple of kids on Facebook that, and once again, we're talking about the social media and the whole bullying thing, that was like, man, I wanted to end my life so many times,
and I saw some
me off that list.
And I saw some of those things on her Facebook page after she passed away. Man, I mean
that's crazy though.
Man, until she passed away, and I'm gonna be perfectly honest, until she passed away, I did not realize the difference in these kids' lives that this woman made. I mean, she made a difference in my life.
So would you say? So I mean, with that being said, I'm spitballing what I'm thinking.
Right.
Would you say that teachers have more of an impact on the bullying?
But it all depends on the environment, though.
No, I would say yes.
Well, no, these are Chicago Heights, Ford City. These are kids who parents Ford Heights. Sorry, but these are kids who
damn near ain't open no more. But
these are kids who parents are out here still in the streets.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Grandmama.
So my wife took it upon the fact, well, if they're not going to raise their kids to be upstanding citizens, then it's on me to do it.
But the difference...
But think about it, I'm going to bring it back to the bullying. So we're rolling. No. But what would happen is, she would see people getting bullied, and my wife wasn't no punk. My wife was like, son, I am a conceal and carry owner. Y'all sit here and think y'all hard in the streets.
Yeah, Teresa Marie Barr actually had like sniper rifles. Melissa Barr.
I wonder where she got that from.
Yeah. It's from me.
She hated guns before she met Flint.
She did. It took a long time. But she was like, son, the hardest nigga in your crew can't outshoot me. So I'm gonna tell you
And she
real.
could shoot the shit out of guns.
Yeah, that was the only motherfucker on the planet I was ever scared of. That motherfucker could shoot the feathers off a duck ass at 1,000 yards. I'm not bullshitting. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? It was, and that's why I said the breakdown come from with the bullying. It's not just at home, son. It's at school.
It's mainly at school.
Everybody has to have
It's
or
mainly
play a
at school.
role in breaking that shit up.
So do y'all so do
And
y'all
the
think
teachers.
that do y'all think kids don't have the thick skin anymore?
I think that it's everything. The teachers are bitches.
I was gonna say it's
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to the thick skin.
it's a double-edged sword.
What you mean?
Man, the kids are being raised in a bitch-like fashion. I'm sorry if I offended anybody for what I'm saying, but
Bitch like, soft like,
but
yeah.
they being raised in a bitch-like fashion. I mean, man, I'm even fighting with my oldest son, mama, right now, and I keep telling him, nigga, you need to get off your mama titty. Man, it's time to grow up and be a man.
Okay, now Remy, what do you?
But
you know, because me and you, we have girls. We have daughters.
I got 2 boys and a daughter.
But
my daughter is my oldest. She's 17 right now.
But what I'm saying is, with me and Remy having daughters, do you find yourself taking a different approach because she's a girl on this subject?
Yep.
Well, let me chime in there because I got boys and girls. Man,
Let me chime in.
go ahead.
I'm gonna say yay and nay. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, yeah, I want to go put my little girl in karate right now so she can whip some ass. You can bully some little karate chop.
That's what I'm saying. I did that.
You know what I mean? Like, there was a situation where my kid was bullied. And, like, I got a phone call and she said something about, like, the little girl that hit her in the head and, like, she was scared. And I say, well, you know, my mama told me that somebody hit you, you hit them back.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not telling you to fight in school and you know, don't be
We come from the school of thinking where, I mean, I don't know if y'all grew up like this, but I grew up like this. Man, if I came home and I told my mama that somebody beat me up, she told me to go back out there and beat their ass. And if I didn't beat their ass,
I have a
hold
great
on.
story for that.
Hold on, that's what I'm saying, man. And she would go out there and she would tell me, man, if I didn't go out there and and the person that I was on, if I didn't beat their ass, when I came back in the crib, I was getting the ass
I have
whooped.
a great story.
Yeah. I mean, now before we get to the story, I gotta ask this, because back in the day you could do that, but now if you tell your child to go back out there, it's a chance they might get shot.
Now, well,
Does that play a part?
well,
But it was all, man, let me chime in on that, on what Stezo just said, man. It was all about the block. You know what I'm saying, man? It was all about the block. So, I was into it with somebody on the block.
But see, like this is where you can say that we had family fights. Like this of the story I got, like I was outside playing, like I ran in the house, I had a busted nose. In the crib, I got my mama and my sister.
Right.
We all went back outside, and like the little boy that busted my nose ran away.
Right.
So now my sister is about to fight his sister. So then all of a sudden my mama about to fight the other mama, and like I don't know.
because y'all ghetto as hell.
It was a family affair.
It turned into a family feud.
I got a question, and it's the only I want to ask this question. So we're sitting here talking about the victimized. Let's spin this. What if your kid is the bully?
You know what?
What do you do?
Yeah, let's
I've been the bully though.
But I'm saying
I've been the bully and the bully.
What do you do when you're but just not even y'all? What do you do when your kid
Okay, you know what?
is the bully?
We're gonna answer that one by one. I'm gonna start with me. Now, if I found out, because it was a time, you know, my youngest, you know, she wild. You know, I mean, she's controlled, but she's wild. She can speak her mind. She had an incident at school where she didn't want to take a test. The teacher said, take the test. I'm not taking it. Teacher asked again. She balled the paper up. So that's just a little example.
No. That sounds like your kid being you. We're not talking about being arrogant.
No.
We're talking about we're talking about your kid bullying other kids.
No, that's. I was giving the example to show when I.
Your kid bullying adults.
Right.
That's not the same.
That's my thing. I was giving that example.
Sweetest pie.
it is the same.
But that was the example of her wildness, because I don't want nobody thinking she's wild. She's
Right.
not twerking.
Right, yeah,
She ain't wild like that.
Because you a good ass father.
So when she went through it, I told her, I sat her down. Now, one thing I do, I go on walks. I grab me a nice stick, cigar, and we go on a walk. We have a nice little talk.
Stick.
No, not a whooping stick.
You don't get a switch.
Nah, I'm old school. Belt. I got that good leather.
And I come,
good leather, genuine leather.
I come from the days. I come from the days where I was gonna say I come from the days where my grandmama would make me go outside
pick a switch.
and pitch the switch that I was gonna get my ass whooped with.
Nah, I mean that's how it go. So it's kind of like, when we went on our walk and we had our talk, I explained to her. I said, you do understand that you're not even 4 foot tall yet. You do understand that it's not just
she
me.
Got a 6 foot mentality.
But I want her to see that the person you bully today, the person you bully today, they can whoop your ass tomorrow.
This is my thing, and I'm not talking about parents. I'm not talking about parents. No. But I'm not talking about parents or teachers. I'm talking about when you find out that your kid is that person on Facebook, pushing that button in order to damn near make someone commit suicide. What do you do when you're that parent?
Well, again, Flint, and I may get flack for this, but this is me. When that situation happened, guess what my daughter got for the whole weekend? She got a version of old school Cad. And motherfucker, I went in.
Now,
from the hair,
this is why I said
the shoes to the clothes.
Yeah, all of that.
I went
Stezo, this is the reason why I said this. And wait,
but I went in.
Steve, you don't know my BM. Them two do. My BM, I'm 6'1". My BM is 6 foot. So guess how tall my daughter is?
She's an Amazon.
7 foot.
So of course, when she first came out the hole, everybody talked about it. And I talked about my daughter so bad so she understand that no one is gonna hurt you.
Building thick skin.
And the fact is, it got to a point where she went in on a girl in 7th grade, because in 7th grade, we're gonna repeat this. In 7th grade, my daughter was 6 feet tall in 7th grade.
Damn.
And she went in on this girl so bad that the teacher was like, I had to separate them because the shorter girl that was only about 5'2" started crying and bawling and ran out the gym. And I said, well, what did she say to my daughter to get her started? That was the first thing. And I'm like, man, my daughter retaliates, and I taught her this.
Right.
You never instigate, you retaliate.
You
She said, imagine, but wait, no. My daughter was never part of the popular crowd. So, because my daughter was smart. She was smarter than, she was the geeky people.
Right.
So, old girl started it because my daughter wasn't a cheerleader. You know what I'm saying? She was, and so now my daughter is 6-something. She played volleyball. She getting accepted. All these scouts starting to look at it because, goddamn it, she's 6'1", and you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the daughter. Shout out to Nigel.
Shout out to the baby.
You know what I'm saying, man? Yeah. And look, you know what I'm saying? She in Texas doing her thing, and but at the time when I sat and I talked to her, she was like, "Oh, girl talked about me because I didn't have a boyfriend." You know what I'm saying, man? I was tall, skinny, and lanky.
So it was kind of some bullying.
Yeah. And so
the bully got bullied.
The bully got bullied.
Right.
And all of a sudden, my daughter's the bad guy, and I had to step in. Like, look, understand something. I talked about my daughter like you did,
right?
Cadding back and forth.
But see, here
to the fact that my daughter got so good at it, she it's one of them one references. Like, guess what? You would have been adopted if it wasn't for the fact that your parents being drunk and walked away, and that was it.
Right.
Oh snap! Oh snap! Now, really, what is your question to that?
Well, no. With that, what I'm saying is like, okay, so if you found out that your kid was the real bully, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you find out your kid was the real bully,
like. Personally,
for no apparent reason,
like, if you see my daughter, she's one of them pretty girls. Like, she should be from the valley. Like, she should be a cheerleader. But like, if I found out my daughter was the bully,
so Steve, the bully.
I wouldn't be mad at her. But like, I'm not gonna agree.
Well, I guess it's more so of how she's bullying. You know what I'm saying? Because
no.
again, you see, we have soft schools now.
Come on, man. We ain't taking each other lunch money.
But what I'm saying is nowadays you can get suspended for just saying what blah 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 is wearing is ugly. You see what I'm saying?
Man,
but you know what?
I'm gonna chime in with this.
You know,
I'm gonna chime in with this, man. Like when we was in school, man, these gay dudes that was walking around in school.
That's a whole other subject.
No, it's really not. The
black dudes are capris is a whole other subject.
No, I understand that. I'm not gonna touch on that, but I'm touching on the fact that when we were in school, man, and I understand that, man, we kind of old school right now, you know, man. But when we were in school, we wasn't honoring that shit.
If your man belt
all day long, man. I'll put it to you like this.
But let me
Remy Flintstone and Stezo. I'm gonna put it to you like this, man. If a dude walked in your high school with a purse,
nigga, it's a different era.
Yeah,
I understand that.
But you gotta understand this though.
Different era.
In today's, like I said, today's school, because I want to go to today's school, because we can never go back to when we was in school.
I was equating
females.
I was equating us to this.
No. But females make niggas bitches, Stezo. Because literally, back in our day, if a nigga walked into our school or our function with capris on, he get no play.
He getting lockered.
So therefore, females is the reason for this gay shit, because they fuck with them niggas that wear all that bullshit.
But remember this though, back in the day, if they did what they did, we didn't care. Cause remember that same guy in them funny ass clothes.
Cause he was fucking dudes.
Yeah, but so we didn't care.
Man up. I mean,
we didn't care. He didn't stop our money. He didn't stop us getting with the females.
He was one of the dudes that
was. But today,
the point I was trying to make was, man, when we recognize somebody like that, man, regardless of what faction or what gang or whatever it was that we was fucking with, man, we tried to move that shit out.
You know what, Luck? You just said something that I never thought about, but with the bullying situation, and just hear me out. With the bullying situation, you've never heard of gangs being responsible for bullying.
Because gangs don't bully.
Exactly. It seems like today that the bullying is a collection of kids.
It's a collection of lanes. Yeah. Actually, to be honest, there's actually no real faction of like they're not asking you to join their organization.
Exactly.
Because they want you to be a part of something. Like
they just want to talk about a person.
No, it's not even talk about. Talk about beat down. I mean, however you want to look at it. But it's not like it was back in the day.
But if you were to think who would be the bullies, you would think it would be the gangs, because they're the ones who have that crew,
the power.
Yeah, the crew.
They got the power.
They got the groups. You see what I'm saying? But when you see the kids on social media,
accepting it.
Exactly, because you see the kids on social media killing themselves. They not saying that a gang did it. They saying that
somebody
kids,
did.
Justin talked about me.
Right, students got together and started.
To me, and like I want to kill.
Yeah. But you know what though, Steve? If it's 1-2 people talking about you, then you just a pussy. You need to get a thicker skin. Yeah. You know, now if it's the school where you got 15-20 kids riding on you, that's a lot to ask anybody
it really
to, you know what I'm saying, to take. Because now, because I'm
I
just
grew
saying,
up with a handicap.
I understand that.
But okay, you grew up. You said you was albino. Or not, well, you are albino. But you never
still is. Still
he got that reverse vitiligo.
And
let me check my time. It's still going.
And I'm pretty sure that, man, you being an albino, especially in our age and our day and era,
you got talked about.
You got fucked with all day, every day.
But my question for you
is,
but
you a real nigga.
But my question is, okay, yeah, you albino. You got talked about. You know what I'm saying? What's the difference in you turning what they said into motivation versus today. That's the thing I'm stuck on, you know, because we all said we all got talked about.
When you
and
say
we all
motivational,
said,
what do you mean motivation?
if let's say somebody clowned you on your car, you know what I'm saying? Did it or did it not? No, I'm just saying, but did it or did it not motivate you? Not saying that what they said made you get a better car, but at the same time, you didn't run home to cry.
But
You just said, "Fuck that dude."
I'm gonna give you a clause on that, cause like I went to a school, and like I was the albino guy, but like I was wearing the Bo Jacksons, I was wearing the pumps, like I was wearing Jordans when they came out. I was wearing cross colors in Jabot.
So today, why today are kids so quick to, like you just said? Because remember, you just named a bunch of names. That mean you was name brand fresh to death. And,
all the time.
And kids still found a way to make fun, because that's what kids do. So
they found a way to clown me.
So why didn't you run to the gun in your mouth versus the kids today?
I got the mouthpiece. Like I bagged all of that up.
Now where did the mouthpiece? Where did it come from?
Hold on.
I think what Stezo trying to
got a
say
slight
is,
boxing game too out there.
But what I'm saying is,
but
though,
again, I think what Stezo trying to say is, man, what was it that
made you have that resolve?
Man,
made you have that tough skin. Made you fight back.
Well, like on some real shit. Like
all I want is real shit, player.
It was your sister. I already know. Talking shit about you from birth. They gave you that tough skin.
And that's why I do that to my sister.
I know some real shit. Me and my sister ain't never had that problem in my life. She taught me about pimping.
No, she warned you about these females.
Right, she warned about them hoes. Let's clarify. She warned me about the hoes.
But at the end of the day, Remy, I just want you to answer one question, bro.
And I'm about to give it to you.
Man, and the question that I want you to answer is, man, because you were different, and that's all I'm gonna say. Man, no, you're not.
By look.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
Exactly. Because you were different, man. What was the difference in? I don't know if it was your upbringing or whatever it was. What was your difference in saying, man, I'm either gonna roll over, lay down, and let these motherfuckers get to me, or I'm gonna stand up and I'm gonna be a man and I'm gonna fucking fight for who the hell I am.
Well, here we go with that particular statement. Like I grew up on 77th and Lavin, 81st and Lavin, and 77th and Cornell. Like I'm all about that South Side. Like I live this life. Like
so, are you saying the environment helped you?
The environment and like. I adapt to everything. Like my skin never made me different from you or you.
Right.
So with him saying that, which I agree with, I agree 100%.
I do.
Does that mean that it's and I, like I said earlier, I don't mean no disrespect, but it's majority of the white kids out there killing themselves over bullies? Is it because they don't grow up in the inner cities, in the streets?
No.
Then what is it?
But see, it's not about where you grow up at. It's really about,
who you are.
Grow up at, but it's your upbringing, who you are.
Who you are, yeah.
Like if you're securing yourself, you're going to be securing life.
You know what? That's a quote.
But how do you make a child
that's
secure in themselves, though?
You know what, Flint?
How do you make a child in that?
You know how?
The way you raise them.
Yep.
The way you raise them.
Now,
the way you
understand something.
Just like, man, and I'm going to piggyback on what I was saying earlier. Man, just like, man, with my little sister. Man, her being a big girl, man, I knew that she was gonna have to deal with certain shit in her life.
Now look,
you were in school. I was a Boy Scout and carried the American flag in all the Veterans Day parade. Like, I was the nerd.
Look, you an asshole like me.
I was fat and light skinned.
So did you see it because you figured if you wasn't my sister, I would come at you ABC? You know, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. It wasn't really necessarily that if you wasn't my sister, I would come at you ABC, because when I was in school and when I was in high school and all that shit, man, I didn't talk about big girls because they was big. You know, man, it's just, man, I was gonna say, it was just big girls was not my forte.
Right.
You know, man, and shout out to the big girls. I'm not, knocking y'all, but man, big girls was not my forte. But I didn't come up to them like, man, you a fat bitch, yada 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 yada.
Yeah.
Man, I didn't do that.
Look,
however, I knew that my little sister was gonna have to go through
Because of the day and age of her.
Right.
Exactly.
Time
I
in
knew
school.
that she was gonna have to
Wait,
go through it.
let me just say this real quick.
And when I realized that, man, me and my sister are 22 years and 3 days apart.
Wait, say that again.
We are 22
Because that's
years.
because you're not talking about little sister 4, 5. So basically, y'all didn't grow up in the house together.
No, I was
Right.
I'll put it to you like this. I was the only child for 22 years.
Okay.
you was grown
Right.
by the time your
when
sister
she
came
came
around.
along.
So
Exactly.
you instilled in her the wisdom that you learned.
Exactly.
Now, Remy.
Exactly.
Remy.
Exactly.
What you got
I
on that?
instilled in her that because I knew that she was gonna have to deal with that.
Difference of the age.
No, I mean just basically because you've always told us that you grew up with your sister. You grew up in the house with her?
I did.
Do you think it would still be the same way if you didn't grow up in the house with her?
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, my sister put me on. Like, she started working at Coda in Oak Tree. Shout out to them stores back in the day, Evergreen Plaza.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Back
R.I.P. the
Hey,
Plaza.
Back to Ever Black.
Hey,
Just closed down.
Coda kept me fresh.
And look, and I'm gonna tell y'all right now,
Damage and you.
y'all young
Damage
motherfuckers out there
the
who
red
don't
and
know about
blue
Ever Black.
baggy jeans, yes sir.
No. Anybody that don't know about Man Alive and Ever Black, don't know.
No. If you don't know about that Indian,
out.
they used to scare me when I was a kid.
Thank you very much.
And tall.
Now,
Thank you very much. Come
Don't
again.
get me wrong. Like, I had an older sister that put me on fashion. So like, maybe I had a hipper trend to get in the game of just being who I am. But like, not to even use the word, but I had my own swag.
Do you think she put you on with the clothes because she knew you probably, because you albino, you'll be fucked with?
I don't think she put me on with the clothes just because I was albino. She put me on with the clothes because it was just about fashion.
So
Right.
wait.
Like,
what
it
was
was,
in.
So
it
wait a
was more
minute.
of a fashion thing.
So piggybacking off of that, what you're saying is that any kid that's getting bullied need to find their niche, regardless if it's fashion, if it's video games.
No,
Hold on.
listen, hold on. I want to chime in on that.
Hold on, let the brother finish.
Let me listen. So, does that mean that? And this is what I have to instill in my daughter. Everybody, no matter their color, their size, you know what I'm saying, man, their education, you have a certain niche that is all you. And I guarantee you, there is a group of you.
True.
True. That will progress above everybody else. And I say this. The simple fact is, I'm gonna put it at this, and I'm gonna let y'all discuss this. Nigga, Bill Gates is a 6'3", skinny, lanky, nerdy. That motherfucker, he is the frailest son of a bitch on the planet.
Yeah,
but he's the most powerful motherfucker.
Person in the world.
You know what?
But no. The point.
I'm not knocking Bill Gates, but Bill Gates is a snake.
I understand that.
Yeah.
But I understand that, and I understand he's a snake.
Yeah.
But you know what he was though? He was at the end of
stole
it,
most
his
of
roots.
Microsoft.
And I agree. We ain't talking about what he stole.
Chime that in.
We're talking
all
about
other subject.
in his roots. He was a motherfucker that everybody looked over, talked about, bullshitted, and pissed on.
Yeah, but that's not really true though, Flint.
No.
fair.
Look at the real story. No, we ain't about to get into that. Look at the real
You
story.
need to look at more like Steve Jobs.
Look, I'm gonna tell you, Flint. I just
Fuck
finished.
Steve Jobs and iPhone.
I just
Vitamin
finished.
E.
I read
Shout out to the Apple.
Fuck Apple. I'm an Android nigga.
Fuck Apple.
Shout out to the Apple.
Galaxy all day long.
I can show you. I can pull up the
Now-
phone, but I read the Steve Jobs bio.
I know.
I read the
Bill
Warren
Gates,
Buffett
but
bio
yeah.
and the Warren Buffett. So
Now,
that's
we're
why I
not-
call him a snake.
But this is what I'm saying. We're not talking about personal decisions they made when they were grown.
We just talking about
We're
bullying.
talking about them as kids being bullied.
But that's
But
the
if you
thing,
look
though.
at it, Steve Jobs was bullied.
Yeah,
Man,
if anything, I would give it more to Steve Jobs because
That's what I'm saying.
Bill Gates really didn't get bullied because his father and who he was protected him to a point where, yeah, you would talk about his shoes, but you would stop right there. because they were so afraid of him telling his father.
But listen to what we're talking about. No. Listen to what we're talking about.
Steve Jobs started Apple in his garage.
Listen to me though. We're talking about inner city.
Because about money.
Listen.
They all started as kids who got talked about.
Yeah, but exactly.
Steve Jobs started in his garage, because nobody else believed in him.
No, that's not true.
That's not true either.
Yeah,
listen to what I'm saying. Listen to me. Let me finish my point when I'm talking about Bill Gates. Okay. Steve Jobs grew up in a 2-parent family income.
Yeah.
He did.
No.
Yeah, he did. No, listen to me. Let me.
His father worked. He was adopted. Steve Jobs was adopted. His father worked.
That. But what I'm saying, and maybe look.
Right. No, I got
I'm not a fact checker, but we're getting off of what I was trying to say is that Steve Jobs and Bill Gates, they grow up in white America. We don't grow up in white America, nigga. We don't.
That is most definitely right.
And that's what I'm trying.
You know what?
To say we don't grow up.
The bullying they went through is probably
different.
Yeah, it's so different.
And that's what I'm trying to speak.
It's called white privilege.
Guess what, Steve? You talked about me, my shoes, my clothes, my mama.
Grandma got hit.
Dude, and guess what? Hey, we about to go on this court and whoop these niggas from the other side of town. I don't give a shit about the shit you talked about me.
Yeah.
We about to get on here. Matter of fact, we playing basketball with a goddamn milk crate as a basket. And guess what? Me and you, we equal at that point in time.
Now, Steve Jobs wasn't gonna come out there and shoot hoops.
But I'm gonna ask y'all this about bullying. I think the acceptance of bullying, it kind of depends on where you from.
What's the word of acceptance? Because like there's a certain part.
Now.
I mean, no, like growing up on the south side of Chicago. I came from Inglewood,
and I feel you. Growing up on the south side of Chicago,
77 Laughlin, shout out.
I was gonna say, man,
81st.
Man, all I wanted to do is say, man,
Walcott.
You right, because growing up on the south side of Chicago and being bullied is a whole fucking different story from growing up in Lincoln Park
and being bullied.
Because
you know why? We didn't know it was bullying.
Yeah.
Think about it.
That was everyday life.
Somebody talked about you. You didn't know you was being bullied.
I mean, but
look, real talk. Look, I'm gonna tell y'all a true story. Let me tell y'all a true story about being bullied. All right, so this ain't gonna go outside the family, even though
your ass ain't never been bullied.
Look, even though it's on podcast, we ain't going outside the family.
All day, every day.
Let me tell you something. When I was a kid, all I wanted back in the day, which was the hot shit, I wanted a Bull starter coat. Starter was the shit. Man, Stezo, if you had a starter coat, a Bull starter coat, you was the fucking man.
I couldn't have one because I was getting shot in the chest.
Now, let me finish. So, I begged my old girl. I begged her to the death. I needed a Bull starter coat. My old girl told me, you bring me honor roll, all A's. I got you. Son, I brought home honor rolls, all A's. My old girl got me a Kmart jacket that had Chicago stitched in. It said Chicago, son. Stitched in. So what the fuck am I supposed to do with that? She said, you supposed to wear it. Nigga, I wore it to school. I got to talk about the baddest in my life.
Was it red and black?
It was all red. Wasn't no black in that. It was just red.
Towel coat.
So I got bullied, and when I tell you I got bullied, I got talked about so bad. I took that coat off and I threw that shit in the trash. And that's what I said. Is difference between the white community and the black community. That made me get my hustle up though. That made me decide that guess what? Everything out here that I want, I have to do it myself, and I'm gonna do that.
I used to wear Stadiums.
Nigga, I wore K-Swiss.
The shits with the 2 stripes, not the 3. They wasn't Adidas.
Nigga, I wore E-Wings, son. Not U-Wings. I couldn't afford. My old girl couldn't afford Jordans.
I had the
I wore E-Wings.
Again,
son.
like I say, this the part of what, like I say, my sister.
And again,
but
brother.
all of that. But wait, I bring it back to the simple fact is that the bullying is what created the hustler in me. That bullying is what created I gotta get out here and make this shit happen. That's the difference between white America and black America.
But see,
black America has a hustle.
Because you wanted more. You wanted more out of You wanted more out of what you saw, bro. Again, man.
Bullying goes back to slavery. Either you was gonna be a slave or you was gonna make it.
Everything that you talking about, brother, I lived it with you because I was right there with you. Man, we go back 20 years at least. We go back at least 20 years. So I lived it with you. And I understand exactly what you're saying. What I'm trying to say on that is when you got the bullying, sometimes bullying can motivate you. Sometimes bullying can be your downfall.
Now, Remy, I'm gonna ask you before we send it off. This, because you know this, I'm trying to do the positive. Before we send it off, what would be your advice, not to the old, but to the now,
to the new,
to the children now? What would be your advice to them if they dealing with a bully?
Yeah.
Real talk.
Yeah, I mean, for real. I mean,
like at some part of it, you got to stand up to your bully. Don't bow down and like be who you are going to be. Whether you that part of band camp, whether you that part of that, I don't know, you look different. Whether even if you dress different.
Okay.
Be who you gonna be. Like carry yourself as an individual. Create your own. Get in your own lane.
Okay, Flint. Same question to you. What would you tell the youth of today? Not your daughter, because
right.
I don't want us to talk to our kids. I want us to talk to the youth as a
kids out there.
Yeah.
As to me, as a youth as a whole, growing up as the skinniest nigga on the planet, and motherfuckers talked about me.
Smokey.
You see that?
Smokey.
Yeah.
Smokey.
My gym shorts fell down to my ankle.
Hey,
I will tell you
he was smoky from Friday. No, I understand that, but he was smoky from Friday.
Yeah, I really was.
In high school.
A lot of years.
So what you got to say to him? Because you've been on both sides.
I have to say this. It doesn't matter what anybody, and I mean anybody, not your moms, not your pops, not your friends. It doesn't matter what anybody say about you. You, no matter who you are, you are the best shit on the planet. And once you understand that you are the best shit on this planet that the world has to offer, you will blossom into the brightest star to ever shine in the galaxy.
I like that. Now look.
I normally wouldn't do this. I'm gonna give my man a high five for that.
Now look. What do you have? Again, like I said, not for your kids, but for just the children in general who dealing with bullies.
Man, listen. You gotta have a thick ass skin to deal with these bullies out here. Man, I've been bullied and I've been the bullier. And
like now he got on his kid's t-shirt.
Yeah. Hey, that's that Decepticon, nigga.
Man, I'm a Decepticon.
I got a Decepticon t-shirt.
I'm a YG. I'm a
No, I actually
Decepticon.
wasn't talking about the emblem. I just talking about the size of it.
Oh. They go bullying at his finest right there. That bullying at his finest.
I'll for a second. We talk about the tight ass Bulls hat you got.
Okay, we ain't look. See that? But you see that? Wait, no. But you see how bullying. This is how black community do. He got bullied. He retaliated.
It's not bullied.
That's what happens.
Jokes.
Man, I was finna say,
what happened.
Man, I was gonna say, man, and
that's all
for
fun
the podcast.
My man.
I was gonna say,
and then we still got love in the booth
for the podcast people. You know what I'm saying, man? Yeah, I just said I just threw one at Remy, but man, we gonna pop a bottle immediately after that.
And you know what?
Man, because we love each other.
And you know what? That's a great way. That's a great way to end it, because we want y'all to understand the difference between bullying and talking shit with your people.
Yeah.
Understand your circle, for one. Understand your circle.
Yeah.
A lot of you kids get bullied because you allow
in
information.
the wrong circle.
You allow information to go out to the wrong people.
Yeah.
And it only comes out because of your circle. if you know your circle, and I
stay on Facebook,
and I get it.
Social
You young
media.
and you trying to figure out your circle, but understand your circle. Don't tell everybody your business. That's the only way you get bullied, you know, because the outer appearance, how you look, they gonna talk about you. They gonna like it or dislike it.
Yeah.
But if they don't like it, they gonna fuck with you. If they know fucking with you with words is bothering you, they're going to continue.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna go around the table one more time and say, what would be your ideal situation in schools right now when they deal with bullies, Remy?
Today, dealing with bullies, I think that a lot of more adults, and like I'm going to talk about people that's probably a little bit older than me, but I'm just saying adults. I mean, even my generation, that everybody got to step up. Like, kids out there are bullying kids. I'm going to use the word kids.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like they're bullying their elders. And like we got a different definition of elders today, but there's some part of where that word respect has to really come back to play in life.
All right, what you
And
got?
with that?
What you got, Flip?
Oh man, I got a two-parter. I'm trying to make it quick. Number
Go
one,
ahead.
you kids trying to bully me, you motherfucker gonna end up in the grave along with your parents. I don't play that shit. Real talk, cause
I'm
understand
scared.
something. You need to have
Been like
respect
that, bro.
for your elders first,
Right.
and then you can have respect for each other.
What's the second part?
And my second part is this: if you are a bully, I understand that there's other shit in your life that is causing you to be that way. It's either your father, your mother that's treating you a certain way
Don't
to take
be
you,
nice.
you know, man, that takes makes you take it out on somebody else. All I'm saying is that's not the way to be. Don't let your situation turn you into something you're not.
Man, listen to that. What you got, Luck?
Man, all I'm gonna say on that point on bullying is it comes down to thin skin and thick skin. And I say that to say this. Understand your flaws.
Okay.
Understand everything that people are gonna come at you about.
Okay.
And if you understand that, then you good. Because a lot of people that have killed themselves over bullying is because people were telling the truth about them
And they couldn't take it?
and they could not take it.
You know what, Luck? On that one, we gonna go out because that statement right there, that's probably the realest you're gonna hear in this whole podcast. I gotta give a shout out, you know, to everybody
quick.
who been following us because
Just to anybody,
go ahead,
TNB, TNB toast up. And listen to me. The only reason why I want to say real quick shout out
10 second moment of silence.
because
10 second
TNB.
moment of silence.
No. I just want to let everybody know when we say TNB, that's my wife, Teresa Melissa Bob, who passed away.
Shout out.
Cancer took her from us,
Shout out.
and she
fuck
took.
cancer.
Shout out.
And yes, sir.
Fuck
But
cancer.
once we were talking about this subject because she was a high school reading teacher. So she taught freshmen who had a 5th grade reading level how to be freshmen with a freshman reading level.
Right.
So there you go.
And again, we really want to give love to the teachers. I come from a family of teachers. I got an aunt that's in the
Shout out
CPS
to
Hall of
TNB.
Fame. I got another aunt that's taught in the CPS school
Because
system.
teachers
over
need to
30
get paid
years.
that they are underappreciated.
Yes, you know.
There wouldn't be no Bill Gates. There wouldn't be,
Hell no.
man, none of them without teachers.
My girlfriend, you know, her in-laws. Well, I don't want to say ex-in-laws because that was still her family. Passed away, Queen. I've heard so much about her being a great teacher. So again, shout out to y'all teachers. We hope y'all enjoy this, man. I got to give something up to Lucky. It's his first time over here.
Yes, sir.
And-
Love.
Love Luciano.
And
in the building.
my man fitting in like a glove. Like
And
a
out.
glove.
Yes, sir.
Look, as long as Stezo will have me back, I will be back.
Hey, I got to. You wearing the Bears hat. You see the basement? Got that Walter Payton on the wall. got the motherfucking chairs all orange and blue. Yeah, I know they fucking up this year, but fuck you.
What you mean?
Chicago
We
Bears
wanted
till I
that,
die.
didn't we?
Man,
All day. Color look good.
No. We beat the shit out of them today.
Yes, sir. And
It's a whole nother discussion about them Bears.
And again, I want to thank y'all for following us, man, keeping up with us, man. Stay in tune. We on iTunes, we on Instagram, we on Facebook, we on Twitter, we on YouTube at Stezo Radio. Fuck with us.
mpbeats.com